Your reaction here, I thought no one was above the law.
Well, you can't get much more of a hypocrite than that, can you? And the January 6th committee was not a valid committee, of course. The Democrats chose all the members. This is a valid committee that just subpoenaed Merrick Garland, and he's ignoring it. My goodness. Well, what's new?
You know, Matt Whitaker, Pete Navarro, he's currently serving his 4 months behind bars. Yeah. Steve Bannon going to prison in about 2 weeks. You know, I mean, what do you make of this? I mean, the hypocrisy, it's disgusting at this point.
It is, and the Democrats don't stand for the rule of law. All they stand for is political power. You know, Merrick Garland knows that he can protect himself and the Department of Justice from being prosecuted because they control the levers of justice. And likewise, they were able to exert that power against Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro illegitimately, I would argue, because they knew that they could. And that's the sad state of affairs. And so when we talk about two-tiered systems of justice, Lydia, this is exactly what we mean.
But what would be interesting is if Trump gets elected, I wonder what Merrick Garland would do then, because he knows the statute of limitations has not run. And is he going to turn over the tapes then if he thinks that Trump's going to be the next president and he's not going to be Attorney General anymore?
Clearly, they have something to hide. And then, Victoria, we're also still awaiting on 2 major Supreme Court rulings, Trump's presidential immunity and the Fisher January 6th case. What do you think? When should we expect a decision on this? What are your predictions?
Well, in the immunity case, Trump is going to have immunity. It's just how is the court going to define it? It should be something close to, was he acting within the outer perimeters of his presidential duties, which is what the civil standard is. And if that's the case, then the whole case will have to come back to the trial judge, and there'll have to be hearings. And the way I would argue it is with making a speech on the ellipse on January 6th within his presidential duties.
And, you know, and Matt Whitaker, the High Court did a hands down, they hands down a major decision on the abortion drug today, siding with the FDA, right? Instead of a group of doctors who wanted to limit access, because this is a very dangerous drug that should be administered under a doctor's supervision. Now it doesn't have to be under a doctor's supervision. Now women can take it up until they're 10 weeks pregnant. A lot of major health complications could arise. I don't even want to go into it, just how detrimental this could be for some people. I mean, what do you think? This seems to be more of a political decision than a health one. And it also goes to show, and it contradicts the argument that Democrats want to say that the Supreme Court is all pro-Trump, you know?
Right. It does counter that argument. I think it also is an example of where the rule of law actually means something in the United States of America. And what I'm saying is they ruled not that somehow that this was legal or that the FDA had done a proper vetting of this, or that, you know, it wasn't the role of Congress to make this decision. Ultimately, what they said is that the people that brought this case didn't have standing. And so to me, that is actually a big win for the rule of law. And someone that believes in the Constitution and believes in our system of justice, I can't help but, like, you know, on the one hand, celebrate a little bit that actually 9 justices kind of still see that the rule of law means something in the United States of America.
And the conservatives would be more inclined to make a standing decision, Lydia. That would be more in their bailiwick. Hey, this is not procedurally correct. We are conservatives. We're going to keep the proper procedure.